Hi, Matt from footballboots.co.uk, and I'm here today to help you distinguish the differences between an authentic pair of Nike Superflies and replica Nike Superflies. Can you tell which ones are which? Leave your thoughts and comments below. Although replica football boots are becoming more readily available and show increased similarities to the real deal, there are some giveaway signs and subtle differences to make sure you aren't caught out by cheap online websites. I've inspected both versions thoroughly and have compiled a report which we can go through together. So which ones are real? Let's find out. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about the collar. Okay, so on the real version, we have a two-tone effect, okay? So the Flyknit collar, you can actually see two tones of the pink colorway coming through. You might not be able to pick it up on the camera that well, but there is definitely, in hand, a two-tone effect, okay? And that's the Flyknit coming together, incorporated together. On the fake version, it's just one tone, it's just one dimensional, it's just a solid pink colour. So there's no actual Flyknit involved at all. That's just a material that is designed to replica the Nike authentic Flyknit. If I bring them both together, hopefully you'll be able to see that the replica is a solid colour here, whereas the authentic, you can just see that it's two tones. It's the genuine Flyknit upper there. Okay, in terms of the collar again, the replica, because it's not a genuine Flyknit upper, we've got the pink on the outside and also this pink on the inside too. Okay, so that just shows that it's not an actual Flyknit because they can't incorporate the two colours together. That's just one block colour. But on the authentic, we can see that although the pink's on the outside, black is on the inside. Okay, so that's that two-tone effect that's coming through. If we look down into the collar, hopefully we'll be able to find it. I'm not sure if you can pick it up on there, but the sizing label is higher. It's much higher position on the replica than the authentic, which is deep down. It's actually right by the inner sole. Okay, so it's very hard to see. You probably can't pick it up on camera. If we turn the boots around, we can see that the Mercurial branding is actually positioned lower on the authentic. Okay, so we've got the authentic one here on the right hand side. The Mercurial branding actually has a little bit of space just here at the collar, whereas the replica is right at the top there. Okay, so a really important feature then, okay, of differences, we've got the authentic collar here. Okay, the revolutionary design by Nike. It's got a nice soft feel to it. Okay. It's nice and thin, it's nice and soft for the player. However, the replica feels very stiff. Okay, it feels rigid, it won't be comfortable. Performance-wise, it's not going to do anything for the player. It's a very stiff material. Okay, moving on to the upper, we have the replica. It's just one tone, it's just a matte finish. Okay. So there's no real shine to it, there's no shimmer. It's just a very basic pink colour. Moving on to the authentic Superfly, and we can see that it's got that nice metallic finish. It's glossy. So as it hits the light, you can see the colours pop out. It's almost got a little sparkle to it. Okay, if we bring it up close to the camera there. Moving back on to the replica pair, we can see that the profile is significantly higher. Okay, so I put these two boots together here. We can see that the authentic Superfly has a nice silhouette. It's a nice silhouette coming down here, whereas on the replica, it's a very high profile. We can see the width. The comparison there is quite significant. Okay, so that's definitely an important feature to look at. Okay, we'll look at the other side now too. We can see how it's a nice silhouette there, nice streamlined feel to it, whereas the replica, very bulky. That's not going to be a comfortable fit for you players. In terms of the colour itself, the authentic pair displays a slightly lighter tone of pink compared to the replica. The replica is a bit of a darker shade of pink. It's almost got a little hint of red there. So as I'm feeling the boot in my hands, I can feel that the authentic pair has a really nice soft touch to it. I'm not pressing firm down on the boots at all. I'm just giving it a nice feel, and it's a real nice, soft, high quality upper. As I bring in the replica pair, it feels very stiff. I'm pushing down quite hard here and there's just no real movement. It doesn't feel responsive. It's actually quite stiff here. You can actually see it poking in and poking out. There's no quality involved at all. It's quite hard. It's got a hard shell-like texture to it. So as I run my finger and my thumb over the boots, okay, the ACC of the Superfly and the Nike skin has a real nice texture to it, okay? So it's got that kind of almost rough surface. Okay, so I'm running across and I can feel that it's got that texture to help with the touch on the ball, which is good for the players. However, when I bring in the replica, it's just very smooth. My finger's just running through it. It's got no grip, no texture to it at all. So in terms of performance, that's not going to help a player out, aid a player's touch, okay? As we move on to a massive feature of the Superfly, which is the fly-wire cables, as I bring in the authentic pair, it's a lot more prominent. I'm running my finger over the top of the fly-wire, and I can feel it. I can feel that it's there underneath that Nike skin, okay? And because the Nike skin is thin, it becomes more prominent, okay? As I bring in the replica pair, it's got very thick upper. Okay, the upper texture is very thick, so the fly-wire cables, which aren't genuine fly-wire cables anyway, but they're not as prominent. It's still a very smooth surface. It's not that rough, prominent feel that I can feel with the authentic pair. So in terms of the craftsmanship, which is a massive point to talk about, as we can see on the replica pair, we can almost see the adhesive where the glue is applied. Just see that white kind of border in there. I'll try and bring it up close to the camera for you. We'll go on to the instep. And we see that white outline that just borders the upper to where it meets the sole plate. That's just a very poor quality, cheap glue that will probably end up with sole separation very quickly. So as I bring in the authentic pair of Superflies, we can see that there's no glue marks at all. It's been joined to the sole plate properly with high quality. Sole separation won't be an issue, especially if you're using it for half a season, maybe more. It will last you. That's just the craftsmanship, the big difference between the authentic and fake pair. Okay, so a massive feature to look out for as well. If I turn the boots around, I've got the authentic pair in my left hand and the replica pair in my right hand. The heel counter. Okay, the authentic is very solid. I'm squeezing down really as hard as I can here. There's no real movement. That's going to provide a really nice stable fit for the player. Whereas the replica, it just folds in on itself. It's got no support. That's not going to support a player's ankle, Achilles, and that's just folding over. That's not me pressing very hard at all. Just to show you the difference. There we are. Okay, so if we move on to some stitching details now. If I go with the authentic one first, so we've got the authentic Superfly, we can see that the stitching details are very nicely incorporated. Okay, it's got a nice smooth finish to it. It's incorporated into that nice flying it upper material. And there's no signs of that coming away at all or fraying. That's real top quality. As I bring in the replica pair though, we can see that it's almost got a bumpy feel to it. Okay, if I put my finger inside, I have to poke it out to make it smooth. Okay, so that's stitching. It's a bit of a bodge job. On here as well, this actually features a bit of a kind of a bump, a ridge that's coming out, so it hasn't been lasted properly. Okay, so let's move on to the sole plate. And as we can see, the authentic pair features that genuine carbon fibre. Okay, the replica pair, we can see that it's fake. It's got no depth to it. It's got no shine, no shimmer. We can tell that that's just a print. That's just printed on in terms of making it look like a carbon fibre sole plate. Whereas a genuine pair, if I bring it in close for you, we can see here the carbon fibre, really prominent. It's got a lovely look to it. It's something that I'm a really big fan of myself, and it's something that I look for when I buy my own boots. Provides a really responsive fit for the player. Okay. So a massive part of the Superfly, which makes it such a good option for wingers and centre forwards, is the responsive carbon fibre sole plate, which on the Superfly, we can see that it's nice and stiff, so we get a nice responsive feel for the players. They're sprinting across the pitch. It's nice and stiff. I'll bring in the replica pair, and without much pressure, we can see that it just collapses on me. It's folding, It almost feels like it's going to snap. It doesn't have a quality feel at all. And to be honest, I can't see it lasting more than maybe 10 games. Okay, so just if I bring them together, we can just see, so I'm applying the same amount of force and the replica pair just collapses on me. Okay, so in terms of the design of the real and the replica Superflies, we've come to an end. One more thing to look out for is that when we're purchasing the boots online, Nike authentic sportswear, sports shoes, come in European full sizes. Okay, so that will see a 41.5, a 42.5, and so on. Okay, something to look out for is the replica versions only come in full sizes, so 41, 42, 43. Okay, Nike and brands like Adidas, they feature the full European sizing, whereas the replicas just come in the 41, 42, 43. Okay, so it's not the actual full sizing. They just offer one whole 41, 42 and so on sizing. Again, Nike will never sell any products below 50% retail price. Okay, so if you see a pair of boots like these online and they're for £40 or so on or less, I've seen some myself go for £30, they're not going to be the real deal. Okay, Nike won't let any of their genuine products go below that 50% retail price. Okay, so that's definitely something to look out for. So don't just think, okay, they're cheap, I'll go get them. Because all in all, it's going to be a replica pair that comes and ones that aren't going to last you as long. So quality definitely prevails in this instance. That brings us towards the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave your thoughts and comments below. If you've ever received a pair of replica boots and you didn't realise they were replica, let us know. Tell us how long they lasted for. We're probably going to give these a go. We've got another pair coming in, which are the Obras, the Magista Obras. So we're going to give them a little review as well to see what the differences and similarities are, to see if we can pick them out. But let us know about it. Tell us if you're a fan of a replica. Do you think it's worth lacking quality just so you can get a boot that looks similar to the real deal, but obviously it's not going to last you as long? But let us know. Thanks for watching, guys.